team. Today is the second day of the demo session, and this is a training program on Oracle Fusion Financials Cloud. And yesterday we have seen different concepts related to the product. The name of the product is Oracle Fusion, developed by Oracle Corporation, and it's an ERP software, and so it falls under the ERP category. And it provides solution for different tracks and different business processes like financials, or you say supply chain management, human capital management, manufacturing, and supply multiple verticals in the area, right? So what we have done yesterday. We have seen what you mean by ERP, what is the concept, and how Oracle Fusion fits in the concept of ERP, and how it is a leading software which is available in the market as of today, right? Now, today we are going to discuss some more concepts in detail, and after that, we'll also have a walkthrough of the instance where we'll be running on in the application, and we'll see how the application looks like, right? A quick introduction about myself. My name is Abhishek Kumar. I'm an Oracle certified implementation specialist, and I have around 12 plus years of experience in Oracle consulting. Now, during this period of 12 years, what exactly I've done, I've actually implemented like 10 plus end-to-end projects, right? So what do you mean by projects? Projects means the implementation projects, which means that, the customers of who have actually who have subscribed this application, Oracle Fusion. So they have hired different companies for the implementation of the software, for the configuration as per their requirement, right? And I was part of the consulting team where I have implemented Oracle Fusion Financial Suite, where I have implemented different modules for them. And if we talk about the regions in which I've worked in clients for UK, US, even Middle East, Singapore, Australia, etc. And along with that, I have also delivered corporate trainings, right? So I've delivered 13 plus corporate trainings. So now what are corporate training programs, team? So various companies who have already implemented Oracle, they normally they conduct the corporate trainings for their employees, so that they can upskill the knowledge of their employees in Oracle Fusion product, right? So those falls under the corporate training programs, right? So I've done that. Then I have conducted various training programs, just like what we are doing today. So that's I've done. And then I have also worked with various organizations. Now, these are the consulting organizations for which I have worked, like Deloitte, Oracle, EY, PwC, etc. And university. So those are also done from my side. Now, let's move to some quick suggestions. So first thing, this meeting is already being recorded, and the recordings will be available to you guys. So there's no need to download it again or record it again on your local machine, right? And my request is to keep yourself on mute. And in case you have any questions, so feel free to post the question in chat. So at the end of this session, we have planned a question and answer round. So we'll take that question one by one there, and all your questions will be answered. So any questions related to training, product, that is something I'll be able to take it at the end of the session. And anything which is related to the training program, anything related to technicalities of the training program, so same can be taken up by our admin team who are also there in the call. Okay, so feel free to post your questions. So whether it's related to training, product, or any of the career related queries, certifications related queries, feel free to post the same in the chat. And we can take the same at the end of the session. Okay. Now, team, let's go through the agenda, what we are going to cover today. So we'll start with few topics where we left yesterday. So first we'll see what is the training outcome. So basically, the question that's normally asked by the consultants is like, uh, Abhishek, once we are done with the training, at the end of the training, where we can where we'll be landing, right? So what are the training outcomes that we'll be having, right? So what I've done here, I've prepared a presentation on this where I'll give you some insights, like what are the training outcomes that you can expect once this training program is done, right? Then we'll have a discussion again on this work profile. So some uh, discussion around the area, like what are the different work profiles where you'll be able to fit in, and what are the options which are available in the market, correct? So based on that, we have something called implementation companies. What are the different options? What are the different consulting companies which are available in market, and which will fit your work profile requirements, right? And so those things we'll understand here. And then once this is done, so based on that, I'm very hopeful that you'll get a clear idea that where we are going to reach after the end of this training. What are the work profile options that are available? How many or what are the implementation companies that are available in the market, right? So those things will be clear. And then what we'll do in the second part of this session, we'll move to the Oracle Fusion application, where we'll go to the existing application, we'll understand how to access the application, what is the URL pass, or what are the credentials, and how the basic navigation and user interface works for the application. Correct. Now, after understanding that part, we have some of the other options which are like enable offerings, security administration, and understanding the Oracle enterprise structure. So that is more on the configuration side. These last three topics. So we'll have a quick view that yes, what you are going to expect in the upcoming sessions, right? So although these topics will be discussed in detail in the upcoming sessions, but yes, as of now, I'll give you a quick view that yes, how the initial configuration starts, or how the system configuration in case of Oracle Fusion Financials can be started, right? Then followed by a question and answer round where we'll take up all your questions and queries, and we'll try to provide the answers in the session only, right? So let me move now to the agenda. So first thing, team, training outcomes, very basic question, and this is the most asked question, like where will be landing at the end of this training. So considering the fact, the batch or the training population consists of the mixed match of population where we have freshers, where we have experience. So fresher means who are starting their career at the starting of their career, who are at the point of time where they are trying to choose which platform to go forward in order to build up a career or get a secure, and in order to secure a job in the IT domain, right? And we also have the experienced one who have either have experience in Oracle platform, but in other products, not in Oracle Fusion Financial, as well as we have the candidates who have experience in other platforms as well, right? And now they are trying to switch in Oracle Fusion Financial. Correct. So let's see what are the options they have. What are will be these training outcomes which are available to them, right? So first thing is the product knowledge. So as a fresher, you can always expect, as an experienced, you can always expect the product knowledge. So Oracle Fusion Financial product knowledge is something that you can expect out of this training. Then the second thing, which is one of the core objectives training, is to secure a job in Oracle domain. Now, here I have mentioned for freshers, yes, they will be able to secure a job, but for the experience, I have not mentioned that. So, what the reason being that? So, normally, what happens, like majority of the experienced candidates that we have here, so they already have are in a job, correct? So, what they are actually trying to do. They already have a job. Now they are learning the new thing, which is Oracle Fusion Financials. It's a new platform for them. So basically, they want to upskill themselves, right? So either they want to get promoted in their existing organization, or they want to switch the organization. So they are already in job. Now they want to upskill their skill set, and they want to be in a better position, right? So for the freshers, definitely securing a job is one of the objectives, and for the experienced one, upskilling the product knowledge, right? So as an experienced consultant, you may have worked or may not have worked in Oracle platform, but on Oracle Fusion platform. So this training program will help you to upskilling your product knowledge, right? So based on that, you can expect uh, new assignments in the domain of Oracle Fusion Financials, and definitely career growth is one of the aspects that can be covered here. enhance subject knowledge, right? So apart from the software, right, this training is also going to enhance your subject knowledge on the matter, right? So what's the matter we have here? So we have Oracle Fusion financial modules that we are going to cover here, right? So when we say the Oracle Fusion financial modules, so what basically means, it means the accounting aspect of Fusion Financial, how the overall accounting part works, how the reporting part works, or how we can use the Oracle Fusion financial modules to fulfill the business requirements. So how various business processes work. So this will give you a glance of the global practices which are followed across the globe, the global business practices in terms of financials which are followed. So it will help you to enhance your subject matter knowledge on that part, right? So software is one part, and also the global business practices that are being followed will be discussed, and around that the solutions will be built in the one-to-one classes or the workshops that will be doing in the coming days. Okay. Now, the next part, which is learn about the end-to-end implementation cycle. So this is very important part. And to be honest, this is one of the favorite questions of the interviewer. So in case you are going for a job in Oracle Fusion Financials and you say that, yes, I have experience in Oracle Fusion Financials, where I'm a trained consultant in Oracle Fusion Financials. So one of the most favorite question is, uh, what is the end-to-end implementation cycle, or what is the project phase cycle, correct? So this is something which we will be learning, or we will be discussing in the upcoming classes, where when we will be having workshops, so different project stages will be discussed, and accordingly the training will be conducted, right? So what are the different stages, what are the activities that are done in different stages of the project implementation or the software implementation, right? So that is something we'll be discussing in detail, right? So both for freshers and experience, this is a very will be a very new, and it will be very effective learning, right? And last but not the least, prepare for certifications, right? So certification is a very important aspect of this training. So once you are trained in Oracle platform, so when I say platform, so basically mean the Oracle cloud platform, correct? So the next step to enhance your skill set is to do the certifications which are there from the Oracle University, right? So module-wise certificate list of certifications are available, and basically it adds it adds a lot of weightage in your resume, right? When you do the certification, so certification is one of the bases which proves that you are a subject matter expert, right? So it is available for various modules, right? So preparation for the certification is also one of the important aspects. And just for your knowledge, nowadays what happened, Oracle has changed the pattern of certification, where it has combined both the things. One is multiple choice question, which revolves around the functionalities, which revolves around the configurations. Along with that, they do have the practical test cases, where they'll be providing you the test cases and the access of the instance. So in the real time during the certification exam, you need to log into the instance and do the configuration, right? So that is the new pattern of the certification that you have. So now that makes the training very important. So unless and until you're aware how the real-time configurations are done, then not be able to understand how the certifications will be completed, right? So this is a very important aspect of this training, right? So hope you're clear on these aspects. So other all aspects will also be there, but yeah, these are the key aspects that you can expect as a part of this the training outcome, right? And here I have mentioned both for freshers and experience what you can expect out of this training program. Okay. Now, let me move to the next part, which is the roles and responsibilities. All right. So, what are the job opportunities, or what are the roles that you can expect once the training is completed? Right. So, especially for the freshers, immediately once the training is completed, they would like to go for a job. They would like to secure a job for themselves, along with the experience where they want to, uh, you know, switch their roles in Oracle Fusion financial implementation consultants and all. Right. So key roles I've mentioned here. So what are the key roles which are available in the market? And here I have mentioned the details, like in which company you will be able to secure this job. Now, what I have done for the purpose of understanding, I have categorized the companies into three. One is a vendor company, then consulting company, and we have the end user company. So first, if we talk about the implementation consultant, right? So implementation consultant is someone who actually implements the product, correct? Who have the expertise on the uh, Fusion Cloud modules, and now is willing to do the implementation for various projects. So first thing is vendor company. So vendor company is basically the company who has created this product, which is Oracle Corporation. So, do we have opportunities in vendor company? So, answer is yes. So, along with the Oracle Fusion application development, Oracle also has one company who is actually involved in consulting, who actually takes on the product and implements the products and provides support. So, yes, as an implementation or as a consultant, even vendor company hires the consultants. Now, what my observation is, previously what used to happen is, like, vendor companies used to have only experienced consultants who have experience in consulting, who have experience in implementation projects. Okay. Sorry. So nowadays what I've seen, that even they are hiring the freshers, right? So they have the on campus drive, the off campus drives, hiring uh, uh, they hiring things where they hire the freshers and in the companies as an implementation consultant and as a support consultant, and then they do provide some kind of trainings, and they uh, uh, assign the projects, right? The same thing is available for the consulting companies also. So consulting companies are those companies who actually you know uh, implements the project for the end user companies, right? So end user companies, again here, so end user company, those companies who who actually subscribe the software, or actually buy licenses of the software, and then implements for their own use. So, and that also, as an end user, you can join the company as an implementation consultant and as a support consultant. So normally what happens, like, end user company where the software is already implemented, then you can join as a support consultant. So equal vacancies are there. And as an implementation consultant, where they do have their in-house team, IT team we call it as, who is responsible for implementation of the new features, the new functionalities, the new modules, right? Excuse me, give me a second. All right. Now, the other rules that are available in the market is, one is the product testing consultants, right? So this is available equally in vendor company, consulting company, and end user company, where the consultants who have expertise in Oracle Fusion Financial, they're hired for the purpose of testing various business scenarios, right? So in this case, what happens, like, the configuration is done by one company or one set of a team of consultants, and then before it moving it to the final users team, who is known as the testing team. So they are involved. They test whether the implementation or the configuration has been done correctly, whether it meets all the business requirements, the business scenarios, and all. And according to the testing results, the product is finalized, or the product is approved, right? So it's also one of the very emerging dimension in the field of Oracle domain, where separate testing teams or separate companies, where teams who are responsible for doing only testings are built up, and they are assigned to the project. All right. So it happens in vendor company, consulting company, and as well as the end user company. And the final one of the very emerging thing, which uh, emerging role. So basically, this role was more into a requirement when after the start of the COVID, where all the workings were remote, where actually employees were not able to go to office, where companies wanted to do the implementation, company wanted consultants for the support projects. So instead of hiring the actual employees, they used to outsource the work to the freelancers or the contractors, right? So it's also one of the very important dimensions that is available in the market today, where you can work as a freelancer, work as a contractor for the vendor company, for the consulting company, and even for the end user company. So these are various roles which are available in the market and for various types of companies. Correct. Okay, now let me move to the next part, which is like some example. Let's see some example of the vendor company, consulting companies, and end user, popular end user company which are available in the market. So, what are the different organizations involved? So, vendor company means the company who has built up this product, who's created, launched this product. Is Oracle Corporation. It's a US based company. Then some of the consulting partners of the or the partners company to Oracle who are actually responsible for implementing or for implementing this product for the various customers. All right. So I have taken the top five, six, or eight values directly. So these values are available, or the names of the companies are available directly on the Oracle website. So these are the top consulting partners, including Accenture, Cognizant, Deloitte, IBM, Infosys, PwC, TCS, Wipro, right? So these are the companies who are actually involved in the implementation, and they have a huge team of consulting implementation consultants, right? Who are trained consultants, who are subject matter experts, who are actually deployed on the project, where they actually take requirements from the business, what are the actual business requirement, and accordingly they'll configure the system, right? They configure the application, right? So along with that, there are so many mid-sized, small-sized companies who are in partnership with Oracle, who are responsible for implementing the Oracle. But these are the top six, seven, eight names which I'm highlighting here. And almost each of this company has they runs their hiring drive on a every 2 months, 6 months. They have their hiring thing which is available, and they post their hiring uh, vacancies on the LinkedIn or various job portals. And even some of the companies who are in partnership, or who are in partnership with us, they also send us their requirements, where based on the requirements we also refer your resume to the different companies, right? So sometimes it's for freshers, the vacancies are there. Some for experience, the vacancies are there, right? So those kind of arrangements are made. Now, some of the end user companies, now these are the successful implementations that has been done and that has been posted in Oracle Global website. So, but in India, it's Bharti Airtel Limited is using uh, Oracle Fusion Cloud. Then you have Bajaj Allianz Life Insurance Company, SBI Cards, Uber, Zoom, FedEx, Mazda, Bosch. So these are very prominent companies who are working in the market, and they are working on the Oracle Fusion Cloud platform, right? So just few examples, but if you actually see on the Oracle Global website, so many examples you'll see as an end user company, the successful implementation that has been done along with the different partner companies option. So if you see as a consultant, like where I can fit in, right? So almost in all these, I can work in vendor company as a consultant. I can work as consulting company or partner company, and even I can work in the end user company as an end user, right? And what this training program covers, the training program covers the overall aspect of the implementation, where you'll be able to understand how the overall product works from the financial term, in terms of financials, and how the core module works, what are the configuration required, how the solutions are being designed, right? So all those areas will be covering as a part of this training, right? Okay, all right, team. So hope this is clear. Now let me move to the next part, which is on the application side, right? So let's see how the application looks like, and what are the things which are required in order to access the application, right? So let me open up the screen here. So what I have mentioned here, so three things which are required in order to access the application. So one is the application URL, all right? Then your dedicated user ID and the password that has been created for yourself. Correct. Now, in order to access the same, you can open a browser, enter the URL, So let me just sign out and show it to you how it looks like. All right. So as in when first time you enter the URL, so the next thing that you'll be seeing here is this one, the signing page, right? Which says that Oracle Application Cloud, and then it will ask for the user ID as well as password, and then you have the option called sign in, and then you have the Oracle logo here. Okay. So I'll enter my user ID. So just copy it from here, and the password that I copied from here, and then I can click on sign in option. So once you're able to sign in, so that this is the first page that you'll be able to see. This is what we call it as landing page or the dashboard for the application, right? And here you can see the branding of Oracle. This is the Oracle logo. So this is something which is change, which can be changed based on the business requirement. So this can be replaced with the business logo. And then here you'll be able to see the details of the user. So name of my user is Chris Willy. So you can see the greetings. Good morning, Chris Willy. And then you have various options which are available here, right? These are the various ERP functionalities or the the icons which are available for navigating to different modules, right? It can be finance module, other module, and other modules as well, right? So left to right, I can scroll it down, correct? And this on the top, you have the home icon, then you have the favorites icon. So remaining icons, you'll be able to find the utility when we actually start the configuration. But yeah, as of now, remember this is the home icon. So anytime you press the home icon, you'll be landing on this page. Okay. On the right hand side, extreme right, you have your user details where you can perform certain actions. So this particular area is called setting in actions, where on the top right you have the sign out option, and then some of the configuration related aspect. Correct. Now let me highlight some of the ones which are pretty useful when you actually start the implementation, or when you actually when you sign in for the first time. So first thing is set preferences. So this is something very important. So when you click on set preferences, go to regional. Now under regional, basically what information is stored. So it stores the territory information, date format, time format, number format, currency format, and time zone. Now, what are these? So by default, the territory always will be United States. Okay. But now let's say if you're working in India and you want everything to be as per the Indian format, right? So let's say I want the territory to be India and the date format. So various date formats are available here. So anytime I want to see the date format should be as per this format or any other format which is mentioned here. So you can take any of the formats which suit your business requirement, right? So that date format can be selected here. Now what happens once you select the date formats here, there's like this. So anytime, any place where the dates are visible will be visible in this format, and the time zone time format. So like how we want to see the timings, right? So by these are the default values, right? So as of now, this is how the time will be reflecting, like 5:03 a.m. and p.m. So you can have in 24 hours format also, right? Right. And the number format. So how you want to see the actual numbers, because as a part of the financial modules, will be dealing in a lot of numbers, the amounts and all. Correct. So how you want the number format to be visible, right? With comma, without comma, comma on the top, comma on the bottom, like this, right? And the decimals also. So various formats are provided here, right? So you can use the format if you have any specific format requirement, number format requirement. Otherwise, you can go with the default also. And the currency. So what is the default currency which is applicable here? So if the you are doing an implementation in India where the currency is INR, so and then Indian rupees can be selected. But if you're doing an implementation for a US company where the currency is US dollar, then accordingly you can select the US dollar, right? And then we have the time zone, correct? So by default, it is Arabia time zone, which is Middle East. but yeah, you can change it to India or where your actual location is. Right. So based on this information, the default of information like territory, date formats, time format, number format, currency, and time code. So wherever you are accessing these information, so the default information will be available in this format. Correct. Now, why I have mentioned that is the first thing that has to be done, because maybe possible that as it's a cloud application, maybe possible that some user who's working in other country has created your user IDs or user account, correct? So by default, the US details are being captured here, right? So always a user will want that I want to see the time as per my time zone in the application. I want to see the formats as per my applicable formats, right? The date in my format and all. So like that, user can change these preferences and changes to their applicable regional preferences, right? So this is one of the things that can be done in the first instance. Okay. Once it is done, you can save or save and close. Correct. And then you have some other information like you can enter your photo here, or you can change the password here, right? So these are some of the additional things that can be done. So there are so many icons, but yeah, as and when applicable, we'll be discussing those icons from here, right? But let's just focus as of now on the key ones which are applicable to the this demo. All right. So set preference is one of the things that we have seen. Now let me show you another thing which is about this application. So anytime you want to see the application version, so which version the application is running on. So there's the placeholder from where you can check. So as of now, the application is working on 24A version, right? And now talking about how this version changes. So this is where I can show you. So what happens? Oracle release quarterly upgrades, right? On every quarter, a new upgrade is released by Oracle. And for the purpose of upgrades, Oracle used the quarter starting from Jan. So Jan, Feb, March is one of the quarter. April to June is second quarter. July, August, September is third quarter. And October, December is fourth quarter. All right. So what Oracle has done, they have given a designation like this: A, B, C, D. Correct. Now, if you see here, 24A. Now, as of now, we are in the current month is April. So just ended the quarter January, February, and March. So the current upgrade that is running in the system is 24A. 24 means year 024, right? So 2024A. Now, as of now, April has started. So maybe in upcoming days, this will be upgraded to 24B. So once it is up, this application is upgraded. Here, the version that will be upgraded will be 24B. Okay. So like that, you can check in which year we are and which is the quarterly upgrade that we are using. Now, what happens in the quarterly upgrade, right? So that is also one of the important aspects. So just like we use the mobile applications, right? So in mobile application, what happens, team? Regular upgrades are received. So any bugs which are fixed or any new features which are available in the new versions. So same way here in Oracle, under new upgrades, new features are added. Any new features which are available in the market, any new business process solution which is developed, so that is deployed along with the application release, as well as if there are any bug in the existing application or existing version of the application as existing release of the application, so that it gets fixed, and the new upgrade same as deployed. Correct. So that's how the versioning part works. That's how the quarterly upgrades thing works. Correct. As well as the application, if you see, it was created way back in 2011, right? So after 2011, you can see on a daily, on a, almost like on a regular frequency, the business requirements keeps on changing, new requirements are being added, or complex scenarios are being created, right? So one application cannot have all those by default, right? So that has to be developed and deployed. It's a regular maintenance thing, is a regular upgrade thing, correct? So what happens here? right? Or Oracle plans the upgrades in advance and also plans that what are the things that has to be deployed in the upcoming releases. So for, let's say, for example, 2024 is running, right? So like as a part of the policy, Oracle already decides that what we are going to introduce in 24B, then what is planned for 24C, what is planned for 24D. So it is down the line, year-to-year planning is already being done. And later on, what happens when these releases are released, the new functionalities are available in the market, in the application, and same can be used by various customers. All right. So hope that that is clear here. So about this application, where we can check about this particular application, what is the current version and all, how to sign out, how to set the preferences. And the most important thing here is setup and mint. Now, do remember this is the key placeholder where from where the configuration of the system starts, right? So here, if you see, we have financials, enterprise contract, customer loyalty, HCM communication, help desk, and compensation management. These are different subject areas, right? So as we are working in financials, right? So this all the setups that we are going to do will be in the financial. And as a part of the ERP package, you have supply chain, you have human capital management, you have compensation management. All the subject areas will be available, right? Along with the financials, right? So this is the look and feel of the application. This is how it looks like. It's a web-based version. So just you need your user ID, the URL, and then you can enter your user ID and password in order to access the application. Okay. Now let me show you something here. So let me go back to the home page. Now, Tim, here need to pay attention. So if you see here, there are different subject areas, or we call it as modules, right? So risk management, partner management, sales, service, help desk, and let's scroll more to the right hand side. We'll also see the finance modules. So accounts receivables, right? So receivable is one of the module, correct? That we are going to learn. Accounts payable is another module. General accounting, GL, is another module, right? Cash management is another module. Right. Now, as a user, you'll be able to see by default, you'll be able to see all the modules. So is it something like that which is going to happen in the future also? Like, whenever you access an application, by default, you'll be having the access of all the modules, right? Is it going to happen like that? So the answer is no, right? So we have a concept called security, correct? And what does it say? So let me open it here. So concept of security in this application says who is going to access the data. Who means who the user is going to access the data, and what they are going to access, and which data they are going to access, right? So these are the three components of the security that we need to understand, correct? So who means this user, correct? This particular user is going to have the access to who, what, and which data. So who, let's say this user needs the access, what access, let's say general ledger access they need, and which data, right? Which data means which company. So let's say if we are implementing multiple companies, company A data or company B data, right? So if this question is answered and the correct configuration is made across the areas, then we will be able to make sure that the particular user has access to only the data which he or she is required to get the access, correct? So this is the security aspect. Now, here, if you see this particular user have access of all the areas because it's an admin user, it is specifically created for training purpose, as well as all the related access has been already been given. That's why it's able to see the access. But anytime if you see a new user which is created, let's say user A, so by default, they will not be able to, unless and until access is given, will not be able to see anything. No icons will be visible. It will be blank screen, which only minimum uh, which is the admin related task which is available. Otherwise, everything will be blank. So first, you need to decide the user needs to get access for which module, let's say accounts payables, for which company, let's say company A. Then once this access has been given, then particular user will be able to see the particular modules for the purpose of configuration or for the purpose of performing various transactions. Okay. Now, when we say users will be getting access team, now what exactly we mean to say here is like what kind of access user will be able to get. So there is something called roles, right? So security is something which is defined by role. So once we assign these roles, like roles means accounts payable related rules, general ledger related rules, asset related rules, right? Respective modules where the user needs to get the access. Once we assign those roles, you know, they'll be able to see the options, or they'll be able to see the modules, or they'll be able to access the modules. Okay. Now, if you see what is the role-based security model, so Oracle Fusion application use a role-based security model where users are assigned roles through which they gain the access of the function and the data within the application. Correct. Which means that any of the module which you want to use, let's say it's a general ledger, accounts payables, receivables, first you need to have that role for your user, and then accordingly you'll be able to use the particular module. Correct. All the user roles are active concurrently. So yeah, so what happens here now, just to give you some details, what application has done, there are some seeded rules, or there are some predefined rules, right? Seeded means predefined, which is already available in the system. So module wise predefined rules are there in the system. General accountant, accounting manager, payables, on the payables you have invoice related part, payment related part, manager related part. So all these roles which are available in the system, which are already predefined. So you have to choose the correct role from the system, and then accordingly assign it to your user. Correct. Now, uh, the question that comes from the consultant side, like how am I going to decide which role I need? Correct. So roles are in turn they are linked with various functionalities, right? So once we start the configuration in the upcoming sessions, once we start learning what are the different functionalities or functions which are performed in the various modules, then on the basis of that we'll be able to identify, okay, for a particular user which kind of role is required and how that can be assigned. Okay. So like that, all modules related roles are available. Just have to choose the correct one based on the functions that you require to assign to your user, and accordingly you can assign, and then you start using the various functionalities which are available in the system. Okay. Now, having said that, let me also showcase from where you can manage your user account, and where you can actually assign the roles, right? So again, I'll just summarize here quickly what we have done. So initially we got a URL. So we have entered the URL, entered the user ID and password, and then we came here on the landing page. Okay. Now, from the landing page, we have seen what are the setting and actions options available. Where for the first point, we have seen is set preferences, where we were able to see how to change the date format, time format, and the applicable territory for your user. And then we have seen about the application, where we seen in which application version this particular application is working on, and how the application version is can be identified, right? Then we have seen the setup and maintenance area, which is the navigation for starting the configuration. So how to access that particular area and how to check for the different tasks like financials, supply chain and all. Correct. So these are the key things we have seen. Then what have we have discussed, like various icons that you are able to see here related to different modules. So how we can get the access. So there I have mentioned that it is a role-based thing, right? A user has to be assigned a role, and only after assigning these roles, user will be able to see the specific icons for doing performing various functionalities like general account related to GL, accounts payable, account receivable, asset, cash management, and expenses, right? So it's a role-based thing. All right. So now let me take you forward to another part, which is on the user management. So as of now, no need to worry about the navigation and all. So I'm just giving you a glimpse that yes, how it is done, right? And these navigation is something that we'll be discussing in detail, right, during our upcoming sessions, right? So where we'll see how the respective activities can be conducted in the application. Okay. Now, there is something called security console, right? So under security console, we have the users, right? So don't pay much attention on the navigation, just concentrate here on the information. So this is the place from where we can actually maintain your user accounts. Okay. thu.in. So I'll just type the username here. All right. So if you see, these are the details which I have for my users. Name of the user is Chris Bailey. User ID is this one. Email ID is this one. And status is active, which means that this particular user is active. And if I go to the actions, what I can do, I can reset the password from here. I can lock the account. So in case account is locked, you'll not be able to use it further. But if, from the reset password, you can actually reset the password of your user uh, in case the password is required to be changed. Okay. So if I open this user, right? So here under user, we have something called roles, right? So this is the placeholder from where we can assign the roles to the user, and then user will be able to access various functionalities. So now if you see here, accounts payable invoice supervisor, right? So if you see in my list, here we have accounts payable invoice supervisor, accounts payable payment supervisor, right? So all these roles has been assigned to the user. That's why on the landing page or on the dashboard, this particular user is able to see that module related icons and able to perform the transaction. So unless and until you have these roles available, you'll not be able to get the access of the respective module. So let me show the same is the view only mode. Let me show you in edit mode. As and when you click on edit mode, here you have something called add roles. So if you want to add any role related to any module, so if you click on add role, here you can enter the role name and then you'll be able to add it to your user account. Correct. So this is a continuous step. So when we'll talk about or when we'll discuss the respective modules at that point of time, the first thing that we'll be doing is we'll be coming here on this page. We'll be giving the access of the roles, and then we'll be able to start the using we'll be able to start use the particular module. All right. So this is something which is repetitive thing, and every completion of every module or for the configuration of every module will repeat the same for the user. All right. Now, one question which comes here is, okay, this is the user, we have given the roles. So how to create the user, right? So is there is any way to create the user? So here we have an option called add user account, right? So here, if you click on add user account, so by entering the details, what we the user account can be created. You can enter the last name, first name, email ID, username, password, and confirm password, and then you can assign the role to your user. So from here, you can also create the user account. Now, is this the only way to create the user account? The answer is no. There are other ways also. So depending upon the type of configuration that we are doing, so either your users can be accounts can be created from here or the other placeholders which are there in the other configuration areas. Okay. So this is on the user side. Okay. How to create the user. So, I'm hoping that this is clear, like how the basic look and feel, how to access the application, and how to access the navigation, setup, and maintenance, or what are these icons are for, how to navigate to the user account, how to add rules to the user account. So that concept is clear. All right. So let me take a pause here and let's have a quick question and answer round. So if you have any questions, let's put it that way. And meanwhile, I'll open another file here so that it will help which is the financials curriculum. So here, what we have done. So in order to move forward in this training program, so basically the next plan of action is pick one of the modules, we start the configuration where we discuss the in and out of the application, how the configurations are done, or how to start with the configuration. What we have done, we have prepared something called curriculum sheet, where each module wise different tasks and different activities that we are going to perform is mentioned here, right? So task by task, activity by activity, we'll be doing the configuration, then we'll be testing various processes which are available. So this is something which is a part of the curriculum that we'll be covering in the upcoming days. Sorry. Module by module, and so that's how it will be done. Correct. So this is something which will be shared with you guys, and then you can also keep a track of this module curriculum, where once you are doing the practice, you can follow the same and use the same for the purpose of your configuration. Now, this is one of the areas. So this is the curriculum part. Now, at the same time, what we have here, we have something called configuration workbooks. All right. This is very important. So let me open that. So configuration workbooks are the Excels that has been drawn just to maintain or to track the configuration that you're doing in the system. So task by task, all the tasks which are applicable are listed here, and the relevant configuration that we're going to do in the system is also listed here, right? So, you know, I'll be using this configuration workbook to do the configuration, to track the configuration. At the same time, I'll be sharing with you, with the candidates, so they can, while doing the practice, they can also maintain their configuration workbooks. They can maintain their details, and then same, they can replicate the configuration in the system, right? So this configuration workbook is something which acts as a source document of your configuration or your end-to-end implementation program. So always you can keep this updated with you guys, and then later on, whenever you're doing any configuration changes or any new configuration, so you'll be able to refer that. Now here, the good thing about this configuration workbook is everything is maintained in sequence, correct? So whatever task or whatever configuration that you need to do is mentioned here in sequence. Now, might be it's a very new term for you, like task name and all. So just to give you a quick overview, so whenever we do the setups here, I'll go to setup and maintenance. So let's say the area that I've selected is financials. Now under financial, I want to configure for accounts payable, right? So there is various tasks which are available in the accounts payable that can be configured. So respective tasks can be accessed and the relevant configuration can be done. Okay. Now, just to make it easy, all the relevant task has been listed here in sequence. So just you need to do is look for the task here in the configuration book, search for the task here, and then perform the relevant configuration. So by that way, the tracking thing becomes pretty convenient, right? And this is very helpful. And even in the actual project implementation, also you'll see this where the offline configuration workbooks are maintained for the configuration, and then accordingly the configuration is done in the system, right? So yeah, this is how we are going to proceed in the upcoming session. So now, team, so today was the second demo session. So we have done two demo sessions for now. The next plan of action is the enrollment. So if you have already enrolled, then you'll be shared with the updated meeting link for tomorrow. So you can access the same in order to attend the session, as well as you'll also be given the access of the portals where all the recording of the sessions will be uploaded, right? So request here is anyone who's looking to enroll themselves and not yet enrolled, please connect with the admin team, get yourself enrolled so that from the very first day you can get the recordings and relevant materials available to you. And that will be helpful for you to effectively attend the training and to keep a track of the training, right? Okay. Let me check if there are any questions and feel free to ask the questions, right? We
So, hi Abhishek, I have one question. So, the